Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about my mag Sorc build. So the first thing, you're going to want to go to your attribute points. You're going to want to put all 64 into your magic. Then for the skills with the lightning staff front bar, you're going to want to run critical surge, hardened ward, unstable wall of storms, boundless storm, and bound aegis with the thunderous rage alt. Now, the Thunderous Rage, you can't get that until you get Destruction Staff to 50, so you'll have to get there. If you're not there yet, just run the Power Overload from Stormcalling. And also, this build currently doesn't come with Empower. Now, eventually I'm going to get the Oakensoul Ring, and it's only going to be a front bar build. You're not going to be able to run a back bar weapon or back bar skills, but I'll get Empower from that Oakensoul Ring. But in the meantime, if you don't want to go without Empower, one thing that you can do as a sorcerer is you could just trade out Unstable Wall of Storms, go into the Mages Guild, and use Entropy. I prefer Structured Entropy because it's a damage ability that heals me. And then you have to have Mages Guild to rank 10. You put 2 points into Might of the Guild, so you get 10 seconds of Empower after every cast of one of the Mages Guild abilities. I'm just suggesting Entropy because I think it's the best one out of all the Mages Guild skills. And then on my back bar, all that's important is Dark Deal. I'm running a Resto Staff, but it doesn't matter. You can run another Lightning Staff. You can run whatever weapon of your choice. If you choose not to want to run the Oakensoul Ring, you can put whatever weapon on the back bar you want to run, and you can put Entropy on that bar instead. Keep all of this the same, and then run whatever you want on the back bar. It's up to you. The high priority ability on the back bar is the Dark Deal. The weakness with this build is you run out of stamina, especially if you're fighting world bosses solo without a companion like I was doing to test the build. I was running out of stamina a lot because I was dodge rolling a lot. I was breaking free a lot. So having that Dark Deal on the back bar was super beneficial. And also, like I said, you can run any weapon, but I was running the Resto Staff, so I had the Lights Champion as kind of like an emergency backup heal, but I haven't needed to use it at all yet. Just having the Dark Deal is good enough. And having the Crit Surge on the front bar, that's good enough too. So the focal main priority of this build is to sustain your hardened ward, your shield ability at all times. Keep this going constantly. And then the lightning staff heavy attack is meant to be your most powerful attack. And so you want to sustain hardened ward. You want to sustain critical surge because there are times in which you might get stunned and you might actually take some damage to your health. Casting that lightning staff heavy attack while critical surge is going to heal you if it deals critical damage. And then dropping the unstable wall of storms in combination with thunderous rage and my armor set, my monster set, I'll get to that in a minute. I love the combination of those two with boundless storm. It looks really, really good. I'm a big fan of lightning attacks anyway, but yeah, it just looks amazing. But Bound Aegis and Boundless Storm, the reason that you want to run these two is because of the minor resolve and the major resolve you get from these abilities. Bound Aegis, I hardly ever use it. I just have it slotted because I get minor resolve at all times just having it slotted. And then you have to activate Boundless Storm to get the major resolve. But it's really, really nice because you just have to activate and sustain your shield, activate Critical Surge, drop the Unstable Wall of Storms, activate Boundless Storm. You can ignore Bound Aegis and just Lightning Staff Heavy Attack. So let me see if I can attract a couple enemies here. We'll go over here. We'll try to get this one. We'll run over here. So the first thing that I do is I activate Crit Surge, activate the Unstable Wall of Storms, activate the Shield, and then activate that Lightning Staff Heavy Attack. And then reactivate my shield, make sure my shield keeps going. And then if I'm fighting a boss, I just keep doing that over and over and over again. When I get low on stamina, switch to my Resto Staff, activate my shield. If it's not activated, make sure that that is just continuing to sustain, and then activate Dark Deal to regen my stamina. Activate shield again, activate Dark Deal again, until I have all my stamina back. Then I go back to my Lightning Staff, my front bar, and then reactivate this, drop this, reactivate shield, activate this, Lightning Staff heavy attack. And then I can drop the alt whenever I want to. If it's a boss encounter or whatever, I'll drop the alt as much as I possibly can to do that bonus electricity damage. And what I really love is the combination of Thunderous Rage, Fountain of Storm, Unstable Wall of Storms, the Lightning Staff heavy attack, and my monster set, the Lambrus's Guise. When you deal flame or shock damage, you have a 33% chance to summon a meteor shower. I love that ability. It does shock and flame damage. It looks great with all of my other abilities. Absolutely love it. And then for my other two armor sets, so normally most people would tell you you want to farm Sergeant's Mail and Storm Master's armor sets in dungeons with this build, and they would be really, really good with this build. I'm not denying that. But some people don't want to farm dungeons. They would rather find an easier way to get armor sets that would go with this build. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So the Livewire set, this set comes from Clockwork City. So just go there, look for some chests, grind out some quests, and get the armor pieces for the Livewire set. At 5 pieces, you gain concussion and healing, which is awesome. And then the Netch's Touch, go to Rivenspire, farm there, complete quest there, open treasure chest there. That gives you 386 weapon and spell damage to your shock damage abilities, which is all we are using for this build. And then that brings me to the champion points. So we already have the 386 weapon and spell damage going from the Netch's Touch. Then in champion points, in the Warfare, you put 10 points into Precision, and then 50 into Wrathful Strikes. At 50 points, you will get 205 weapon and spell damage. Then you leave, go into Extended Might. You put 10 points into your Offensive Penetration so that you can put 50 points into Weapons Expert. This is going to give you another 20% damage done to your light and heavy attacks. Then you're going to go back out of here, and you're going to go over to Untamed Aggression. Untamed Aggression gives you another 150 weapon and spell damage. Then when you're done there, you come over here to Fighting Finesse. You put 25 points in here for now, so that you can get that 4% critical damage. So all of this stuff is making your Lightning Staff heavy attack more and more powerful. So now you're going to get 4% critical damage with your Lightning Staff heavy attack. You go back in here, you put 20 points into Flawless Ritual to get War Mage. So I have 4 points I need to acquire to maximize this, but you're going to get yet again another 100 weapon and spell damage to your magical attacks, which all you're using is shock damaging attacks. There you go, another 100 weapon and spell damage. Then you can do whatever you want with the rest of the champion points for Warfare after that. It doesn't really matter. As long as you get that stuff, max that stuff out, you can do whatever else you want. Then you go into Fitness. Like I said before, the weakness is stamina. You're using a lot of stamina. So I made sure that I put some points into reducing the cost of block, reducing the cost of sprint, reducing the cost of roll dodge, and reducing the cost of break free. But these two are the most important. You want to start with these two because you need to put some points into either Survivor's Spite or Wind Chaser to unlock the Hero's Vigor, because this is what you're trying to get more than anything else in the fitness class. Champion points. Shield Master. Reduce the cost of your damage shield abilities by 2%. Like I said before, Lightning Staff heavy attack, that is our number one prioritized attack, but we are also prioritizing that shield sustain, sustaining that shield at all times. This is going to make it easier, and we're going to be able to cast the shield more often without worrying about running out of magicka, because this is going to reduce the cost. Then, after you've done this, next is fortified. You want to, if you can't sustain your shield, say you were stunned, and you take some health damage, this is going to reduce the amount of health damage you're going to take. So you want to put 50 points into fortified. Then you want to make it easier to regen your health, of course. So you're going to want to put 50 points into rejuvenation. So you get that 90 health, magicka, and stamina recovery. Something is attacking me, so let me finish this off real quick. Cast that, drop that, cast that, heavy attack. This is what I normally do on normal enemies. I only use those 3 abilities because I don't feel like I need to use the 4th one on regular enemies. But any boss encounters, I activate all 4 of those. The crit surge, the hardened ward, drop the unstable wall of storms, and the bound aegis. On normal enemies, I'm just using crit surge, hardened ward, unstable wall of storms. Honestly, I really could just get away with dropping unstable wall of storms and throwing out a heavy attack, but I'm so accustomed to activating this ability first, then this, then second, and then trying to sustain that I end up just casting those 3 anyway. So really, you could just cast unstable wall of storms and then the lightning staff heavy attack. But anyway, after you get those 3, so start with shield master, then fortified, then rejuvenation. Go and put a few points into siphoning, but this is like, it's not completely necessary. You can do it if you want. I like to do it because each kill gives me some magicka back. It makes it easier to get magicka back. The lightning staff heavy attack is going to give you some magicka back. You can also carry some magicka potions to regen magicka. This is just, I found this to be the easiest way. I get 600 magicka. I might put more points into this later, but yeah, at least 600 magicka per kill is pretty nice. And then the final one, the crafting. My sorcerer is my crafting character, so I went this way, but you can go either way. You can go this way. The number 1 priority that you want to focus on is rationer. This is a fantastic ability. So whatever food or potion buffs you're using, this extends the duration, the length of that buff by 30 minutes. It's really, really, really nice. And then this is just advised for like new characters that haven't upgraded their mount speed yet. So if you just created this character and you haven't upgraded your mount at all, then bumping your character's speed so you can sprint from one area to the other a lot faster by 20% movement speed, that helps out a lot to get from one area to the other a bit faster. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Wanted to showcase this for you guys. Hopefully this helps you guys with your builds, or you find it at least a little bit interesting or informative. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one, all right? Laters.